Hey guys, well, it's late and I'm bored, so thought I'd just give everybody some simple reasons why you should vote for Ron Paul, no matter who you are. First things first, this isn't a thing. This isn't about Republican versus Democrat or conservative versus liberal. This is the government against you, and Ron Paul is the only person who supports you, Republican or Democrat. Doesn't matter. They're all out for their own interests. Now, um, let's say you're conservative and you're on the fence as to whether you should vote for Ron Paul. And if you're conservative, you like low government. Now, Ron Paul has never voted to raise taxes and has never, and he is just, he is so consistent. He has never flip-flopped an issue. The front runners, Rick Perry, he raised taxes in Texas. He raised the deficit of Texas completely. Mitt Romney is known, obviously, for his whole Massachusetts healthcare plan that is definitely not conservative at all. And the only reason these are the people you hear about is the media is afraid that Ron Paul can actually win and not support. And those Republicans are just as big government as Obama. You can't depend on them to really change things. You want, I mean, if you're a conservative, you obviously don't like Obama's ridiculous spending. Mitt Romney and Rick Perry really aren't going to change anything. If you want drastic cuts to all these government programs that you think are useless, it's Ron Paul. If you're a real liberal, not the kind who likes Obama, but well, maybe liked Obama at first, who liked what he said, the kind of liberal who doesn't think we should get involved in these wars, um, likes the against the war on drugs, civil liberties, against the Patriot Act, should go ahead and vote for Ron Paul because Obama has done a terrible job at staying out of these wars. He's just escalated the wars more, even though he said he'd get out, and hasn't considered at all legalizing drugs or even decriminalizing drugs. Um, Continued the Patriot Act. He's not a real liberal at all on these issues. And if those are the things important to you, Ron Paul is your guy. He'll stand by. He wants to pull out of Iraq and Afghanistan immediately. He realizes that that's not good at all. It makes them hate us. Um, Thinks you should be free to do to the federal government doesn't have any involvement in drugs or marriage, gay marriage. If you advocate for gay marriage, if you want that to be left up to the states, and that's another thing, states' rights. That appeals to everybody because in your own state you have more of a say into what goes on in your state. And if you don't like what's going on in your state, you can leave or speak up. It's hard to do that when you're just one of 300 million in the United States of America. So states' rights is always a good thing, and freedom unites us all. You don't have to agree with him on everything, but when you have that freedom to do that the Republicans and Democrats have been taken away for years, and you don't want to support the establishment anymore. Establishment politicians like George Bush, your Barack Obama, your Rick Perry, Mitt Romney, those people aren't really gonna change anything. And yeah, if you have any so if you're not already a registered Republican, should should register and vote for him in the primaries because that's where he's gonna get the most. That's where he's gonna have the most problems because he would win the nominate. He would win the election, I think, if got given a nomination. Now, any questions or anything I should add, suggestions maybe, or comments or anything, leave them down below. See ya.